Welcome back to episode 4 of my review breakdown. Let's talk about Cosmic Fury. So this episode opens up with a brand new intro and we see Ollie's brand new suit, which I generally think that we could have seen much later on to kind of show it, because I feel like it loses the surprise. Like, here is the suit. Oh no, you know what it looks like. I generally think that maybe you could have kept it a little bit later, so like the next episode you see it, because it makes more sense then. But yeah, let's talk about this. So planet Lavana, I think that's it, Lavana. Ollie is now on the planet, and the monsters that he has taken are from the previous episode, and for some strange reason all they want to do is dance, and it's really annoying because I understand that you have to put this comical element into the story, but when I watch it and kind of feel like these monsters just want to dance, I feel like there is no like urgency. Like, they don't want to fight rangers, they just want to be intergalactic influencers, and it just kind of annoys me so much that they're not listening and Ollie's getting really angry and stuff, and I don't know, it just kind of takes it away. Like, not happy with it, but obviously that's the thing. Now, I also don't like the fact that Mick is a rock. They kind of like stumble across this rock and you instantly know there's like a bit of Zato's cape, and then there's a man bun on the rock. Like, oh no, like Mick's not been able to transform completely, and you know how this is around. And it just really got me. Like, I can understand you want to be all serious, but you think that you at least try and be able to transform properly and not have like your hair like sticking out and be like, oh, how did they know? How do they know that I'm a rock? I don't know. It generally irritates me. Oh, just generally not happy about it. I don't know what it is. This episode to me at the beginning doesn't kind of paint it in a very good way. And yeah, not my favorite one. I also don't understand why Mick doesn't do a quick morph. The Rangers all do it. If it's like, oh, I can't reach my morpher, then quick morph. You have the ability. It's not like it's a new thing. I generally think this is the reason why I think you shouldn't have given Mick his Ranger powers back, because it just feels really weird that he doesn't use them. I don't know if Mick doesn't want to use them. Like, he's like, oh, I don't like fighting. But at the end of the day, this is an intergalactic thing, and the Morphing Master gave you your powers back. So why aren't you doing it? I will probably make a video on this, but dear God, I'm just really frustrated about this. Like, why give him his powers back if he's not going to use them? The Rangers turn up and they destroy the Squidrill, and Ollie is annoyed. He's like, why? Who didn't raise the shields? And again, it's a I didn't do it type thing. Monsters, generally, it's that sort of thing. Bad guys like, it's not me, I didn't do it. So basically, Ollie morphs into his new version of his costume. And I kind of think that because of this, it'd be really cool if he had his own morph sequence, rather than just, here is a quick morph, you know, I've got my morpher, activate it, quick morph, I'm that ranger. I generally would have liked to have seen it, because majority of these episodes, he's evil, so give him a morph sequence. So the Rangers come in and they have a new way of morphing, rather than just like put the cosmic orbs into the morpher. It just flick it up and then let it land, which I think is really cool, because I think that just literally it targets itself, so you could throw it across the planet and it would then just come back straight into the morpher. So I generally really like this. And also we get a close-up of all the suits, because the Rangers, they shout out their names. They like, you know, Cosmic Fury Black Ranger, Cosmic Fury Red Ranger. Generally the thing that we all hear, which again, everybody likes doing, everybody thinks is pretty cool. Again, quick morphs. That's what we need, quick morphs. Now, when Ollie goes like, they've got their Ranger suits, I'm cancelling Scrozzle's vacation, I was just like, poor Scrozzle. What did he do? He put his time in. He probably put it in a month before or something like that. I was like, hey, I need to go and do some Scrozzle things. No, his holiday is cancelled. What was If you know what Scrozzle was doing or where he was going to go on vacation, let me know down below in the comments. So a massive fight breaks out with the Rangers and the monsters. Now, personally, to me, I generally thought that these monsters were lame. Now, these monsters don't want to fight whatsoever, and I think it just generally annoys me, because they just want to dance. And you think that if you're going to have monsters that want to take over or serve Lord Zed in any sort of way, that they would want to fight more. But it's like, no, we've got to dance. I just don't like these guys. I don't like these monsters. I just think they're lame. Like, I generally think they're lame. And normally I don't say that sort of stuff when it comes to any like kind of most monsters in Power Rangers. I just think these ones and the way that they were dancing just literally felt like they shouldn't be there. And it felt to me, I don't know what it is. I'm getting angry. I just generally don't like them. But I think the one that kind of makes up for it is the fact that Ollie and Amelia are fighting. And rather than say Ollie going after anyone else, it is just literally, I'm going to take down my ex-girlfriend or my girlfriend because we're evil, and we're going to have a massive fight. Which again, works well in this one. I don't know. It just works well. Now, I can't say the planet's name properly. Levia or Levia. It sounds like Lebios. But Levia is a forest planet, and majority of the planet is just forest. There's one small city, which we see at the very beginning of the episode, which is kind of cool because I kind of missed it. So the planet is alive and thriving. Like, it feels weird because all the way through, when the Rangers go and search for Zato, like Ion, who doesn't get it straight away, when he tries to take the fruit of the planet to eat, it slaps him, and he just looks really surprised every single time it happened. You kind of think the first time, oh, the planet is hitting me in the face, I'm just going to stop. I'm not going to take the food. It's just, to me, really weird. I mean, you don't even see any like animals whatsoever too. But Mick kind of talks to the Rangers and says that he found Zato's cape that was just kind of floating around, and they take him to the crash site. Now, the crash site to me looks really kind of cool because you see the sword, the saber, like kind of busted up. And I generally thought that was a really nice touch to it. So I like the fact that they broke it and it's not like in the ground. If it was, I'd like to see it kind of like stuck in the ground. That would have been kind of cool way to see it all at the same time. But generally really like the whole impact crater thing. But as I said, Iron is trying to take the fruit from the planet because he's obviously hungry. And the area they go through is like Ninja Storm, like certain elements. So I kind of like maybe that they reused some of that forest that they went to. They kind of went back to reshoot. I like it. I kind of like that callback. And if not, it looks very similar to it. But I like it. Ollie figures out that the forest is alive. And this is when Sunita, I think I got her name right, gets kind of wrapped up because as soon as like the monster stamps through areas and kicks like the trees, kicks bushes, the planet kind of responds and slaps about a bit. And, you know, that's when Ollie kind of figures it out and follows the Rangers to kind of get the information that they need. Rather than kind of go off and find it, follow the Rangers. Just follow someone else. They will lead you to to Zato, to the plan that you need. Just follow someone else. As the planet is still attacking Ion, you know, because he's trying to take the fruit, they decide to kind of mind meld. And I don't know why they use this, because it's the only time you hear, I'm going to do a mind meld with the planet, which is a really nice Star Trek reference. So she learns about the story of the planet, the fact that there is a small city on the planet, and that's it. And Iron goes, that's the reason why the planet keeps attacking me. I kind of start taking the fruit. I understand it. I really do. But for me personally, I just feel like once you get slapped in the face once or twice, you'll learn not to do it anymore. And you go like, okay, I'm going to leave it even though I'm hungry. They find out what happened to Zato. And now the mission is, let's go find the glowing tree because that's where he is. With this, Ollie then comes in and slaps the Rangers back a bit. I think he gets them to fall back on bushes. And the planet instantly goes, right, you're a problem. So I'm going to wrap my vines around you. And I'm just like, you were in contact with each other's mind a few moments ago. So why haven't you turned around and said, oh no, they're a good guy? It just seems any sort of like slap of a plant, instant the planet hates you. And I can understand, but you kind of think that once your minds have melded, you would have gained information. And obviously you're going after Zato, so you wouldn't attack. As the vines wrap around the Rangers, Amelia connects with the planet again and says, hey, we're the good guys. We're not the bad guys. You know, can you help us? And the planet does and stuff like that. You know, I generally thought it was okay, but again, I don't think this is a very strong episode so far. Squidrels come in as normal, as you do. The Rangers morph, and the one thing that I generally really liked in this was Mick morphing. Actually seeing like when he has the device and goes ninja spin or whatever the phrase is. and he transforms. I just kind of wish that he fought. Like, it just feels like you're putting Mick there for the kind of eye candy, the suit, you know, the whole thing of people wanting to see the suits because he's a ranger. I feel like Mick wasn't used properly and easily could have had a few fights or something. It's just a very big missed opportunity with him that really irritates me so much. But with that, we get a cheeky Megazord fight. We've got the Rangers in the Megazord. They take out the Squidrill. Then we get the cheeky Megazord fight. We get the cheeky Megazord finisher. Ion finds the tree, pulls Zato out, and they have a conversation. And, you know, they're very happy that they found each other. They hug. It's amazing. I really do like the chemistry between them. You know, finally, you know, Ion's going to stop talking about finding Zato and stuff, and now that they found him. So I generally like the kind of conversation. Now, one thing is that the tree turns around and says, "Enjoy the time that you have left, Zato." And Ion's like, whoa, that's really dark. What does that mean? And Zato knows exactly what's happening. So Zato goes like, oh, maybe it's just enjoy the time we've got left on the planet. And then that's it. And I kind of like this foreshadowing. If this was a little bit longer and you didn't hear anything until maybe the last episode, then this would have meant so much more to me. Like, I kind of think it would be more interesting to find out everything, what happens to Zato later on. One thing I like is cheeky Zords fighting against a Squidrill. What I also like is when they come together to form the Megazord and start attacking it. It's just kind of nice. I just like Megazord fights at times. You see Zato in the Zord as well. You know, obviously he's not morphed because he hasn't got a morpher. And Mick says, hey, can I borrow this Zord to get home? And they go, oh, yeah. Like, I understand that his planet might be defenseless against Lord Zed, but I don't think it would be, because I feel like you have that girl in the Lion Galaxy or something that could come across and help us. I'm sure she still has her powers. But we get a really nice scene where Zato approves of Amelia being the Red Ranger. You know, it wasn't a given thing. It was mainly, hey, you stepped up when I wasn't here. You've been here for the entire team. So yeah, I am happy that the grid chose you to be the Red Ranger. It's kind of nice seeing this, that Zato actually approves. And I think that when you look at Russell's face, it's not acting. He's actually, do you know what? I'm really glad that you became the Red Ranger. You know, I like the fact that, you know, when you see his emotions, they're not like, oh, I'm acting. They look very, very real. So Billy gives him the morpher and says, hey, I haven't forgotten about you. Here is your morpher. You know, here is your cosmic orb. And he's like, wow, really cool. That's thanks. And then he transforms. And rather than do the whole like morphing sequence where you're a single morph where he just goes through the animations, he actually gets to transform like a quick morph, and he looks really, really cool. He holds out his hand and he grabs the staff, or the staff comes straight to him anyway, and he catches it and he does his pose with it. And I like that sort of thing. I like it when it's like, hey, that is meant to be mine. We can see that Zato is completely different and represents the Morphing Masters because he's the only one with a cape. It's really awesome seeing this, and I generally really like that they put the scene in. So it'd be kind of interesting to see what Russell and Hunter actually say when they're able to talk about this properly. Now, one thing is, I feel like this is kind of a dismissive thing, because when Zato goes to look at the cockpit of the ship and stuff like that, what kind of annoys me is the fact that when Ion goes to Amelia and says, hey, like, you know, I heard this from the planet, it said he should enjoy the time that he has left. Amelia just kind of goes, I don't care, he's back. And I kind of really wish Amelia would have brought this up with Zato and said, the planet said this, what did it mean? And have Zato kind of explain it. But obviously we don't get that, and you know, everyone needs to have that happy ending for now in this entire episode. So we get the kind of cliffhanger, the oh my god moment right now. Lord Zed has taken over Eltar, which is Zordon's home, and he goes, I wish Zordon was still here to see it, what I'm doing to the planet as well as the people. It finally feels like Zed has a one-up on Zordon, so he's there, he's taking over the planet, and it's really fitting because Earth, I think, would be a bit weird to have because you've always been going after it. So Eltar is the chosen point to go to, because why not? This kind of leads into the fact that Ollie is wondering like how he can defeat the Rangers. Like if he thought that if he took his own team of 4 of the monsters, then obviously they're able to defeat the Power Rangers. Lord Zed in a way feels like a father figure right now, and he's like, you must forget your training, like, you know, The main point of being evil is being evil and looking after number one, which is yourself. You know, the strongest people in the world always looked after themselves. Thus, therefore, be evil. Forget your ranger training, which again, Ollie kind of takes it on and board and like, I must forget my ranger training. I'm like, dude, come on, you're evil. You're supposed to be whipping the rangers like every single evil ranger should be. So my thoughts on the episode is that I generally liked it. The planet thing gets a little bit kind of annoying, and you know, I kind of really want the progress of the story. That's all I want right now, is I want the story to continue, which is fine. I loved the Zordon reference. The end part, I think, is probably the best part of the entire episode. Finding out that Zed has gone to Eltar, finding out that Zed is doing all this like kind of sneaky work, taking over and actually doing what an Emperor of Evil is doing. I like the fact that he's being like a father figure to Ollie because, hey, you've got a ranger on your team. This is what I like. So I generally think that this, at the end of the episode, as well as Zato coming back, is a really nice kind of touch to it. Now, kind of going over in case I missed it, the fight scene in the series is great. I really like the fight between all the monsters and everyone being kind of taken down really quickly, and you seeing the rangers doing what they want. I just really didn't like the dance element. The dance element to me, I think, could have been dropped completely because I know it's trying to be silly still. I just generally don't think it should be that silly, considering that you've got kind of more of a serious tone going through. And I don't know if everyone's going like, ha, that's really funny, because the monsters don't want to fight. They just want to dance and do that. I didn't like that whatsoever. I like the continuation of the lore. I like the fact that they're going to different planets. I think what I don't like is just generally the tree stuff and the forest stuff. I think that was a bit boring in my eyes. And, you know, I know that series is meant to be kind of action-packed. I just feel like the whole point of Mick, he's only there just to be in the Megazord, but I don't think that he should have his powers. Like, it just feels weird that he has his powers and he doesn't really do anything apart from sit in a Megazord. I wanted to see him fight. I wanted to see something go on, but no, it just feels like they didn't give it to him on that one. So it kind of irritates me. But yeah, I'm going to leave it there. What are your thoughts on this? Did you like this episode? Did you not? Let me know down below in the comments. If you like this sort of content and you want to hear and see more, hit like, favorite, comment, and subscribe. And also, if you want to help out the channel, check out the Patreon and consider becoming a Patreon. Or if you want, join YouTube and become a channel member. Anyway, I am going to leave it there. Thank you very much for listening and watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. I want to say a big thank you to all my Patreon supporters, and I wanted to shout out Kimona Cat, Kira Stanada, Micah Baldwin. Your help goes a long way to help support the channel, and if you want to help support the channel, the links to my Patreon and channel memberships are listed below in the description.
あらあら、チャンネルをサポートしてくれてありがとう。チャンネル登録、高評価お願い。以下のリンクから商品を入手することができるよ。